Yeah, so welcome everybody to...
Did you forget what you were doing?
No. Welcome everybody to Got a Problem, Mate, the podcast. My name's Joey Page. I am a top light entertainer and comedian. This is my good friend Bilal. He's also the same. And we do this podcast about your problems and our problems. They all get solved. And to keep the illusion that we're not doing these back to back, we get changed in between each episode. However, Bilal is wearing exactly the same colour as the last episode, so it's absolutely pointless.
That's not pointless. It's a different thing. I had a shirt on before. This is a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That's not pointless.
All right.
What's got an intro?
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Listen, when you do an intro for us, you can't just say it and he does the same thing.
What do you mean?
You know, you got to, I do this, he does this.
Oh, well, how do you differentiate from me other than I work a lot more often than you?
You.
I'm getting, and I'm using this terminology quite deliberately.
Yes.
I'm getting hench, yeah, on the
you?
circuit, yeah. All right, and I'm saying this because our guest looks like he's been to the gym, right? But
That's great.
I'm getting hench. I'm using my comedy muscles like 4 times a week. I'm getting super strong at comedy.
I'm doing loads of stuff.
Are you?
I did an acting job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to big myself up because I'm actually feeling really shit.
I had 11 lines. It's quite a lot. Are you good at learning lines?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was hard.
Yeah.
But good.
Yeah, good. You can't talk about it though, so we won't talk about it.
Not really.
Can I tell you what's happened to me?
Yes.
I was booked in for a voiceover tomorrow that would literally have saved my year financially. Now it's been cancelled.
Oh.
And I found out yesterday that it had been cancelled. And I had one of those days where I was just so incandescent with disappointment and rage.
Yeah.
And that's my problem. I would like to know, how can I be better at dealing with disappointment? Because in this industry, boy, do you get sometimes. And I can't let it ruin my whole day. But it was like, it would have been a few grand.
Yeah.
Which would have been great. And I'd rather just not. I'd rather the opportunity not come along than to have it and have it taken away.
Do you never get, when I have a big setback, I'm sad for a while and then I get a bit of like, I don't care, I'll do my own thing and I'll make something work.
Yeah, but I've been doing that for 17 years. Just a bit tired of it.
Yeah,
the fatigue of that. Do you know what I mean?
My problem's actually similar. And I think our guest would be able to help with mine as well. Because mine is about burnout.
Yeah.
Overworking, getting knackered. Especially because like I do so many different things. Like the stand-up, streaming stuff, this, acting bit. Like, it just feels it's like relentless.
Yeah.
And I don't have any time off. And how'd you deal with that?
Welcome to Got a Problem, Mate, the Downcast.
Yeah, this has been a very depressing
very dour.
start.
Yeah, let's pep it up.
Okay.
I'd say it was going to cheer us up.
Go on.
Our guest.
Oh, right, okay.
You see?
That's nice.
Oh, did you think I had something?
Yeah, I thought you had a thing.
I just thought I'll put a bright colour on it. It'll cheer me up.
Okay.
But no.
Introduce our guest?
Yeah, let's get him in. Our guest today is one of the best up-and-coming comedians on the circuit.
In the world.
He's also got a very successful and nice podcast, and he is a phenomenal football player. His name's Ali Woods.
Oh,
he's right here.
Football.
You read it just as I asked. Thanks so much. Appreciate having me on, Joey.
Successful and nice.
Yeah, that's the
Put
two
that on
things.
your poster.
Yeah.
They said it couldn't be done,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, yeah, very successful, very nice.
And we're going to talk about this. We talked about this a bit last week on the show, and we've yet to see if it bears fruit. But in a couple of weeks, we'll have some results from this. I had a video go viral, right?
Fantastic.
And you're like the king of viral videos, right?
not anymore.
But mine happened by mistake.
Okay.
And so we've been trying to capitalise on it on the show, and we're going to do that again this week, but we'll get to that in a minute.
What was the video?
So basically, on the show, I told a story that I believed to be true. My brother said his mate's auntie, which is dangerous territory, right? But he told me this at his birthday dinner. I thought, and my brother
Can't
believed
like
it
a
as well.
birthday dinner, yeah.
and then basically what happened was, it turns out that it's just an old wives' tale that loads of people have told in the past about different celebrities.
Oh, did you get viral from people slagging you in the comments?
A bit, but I didn't mind
A
that.
bit of both.
That's not bad though. I've had that before as well, and you take it because
Yeah, I took it,
Also,
but
people come to your defence as well in the comments. That's
exactly.
what's great.
But also, the thing is, I've failed to capitalise on it because all my videos since have not done that. So now we're using this podcast to tell a story like that every week. And we're just going to put one out every week and see what happens.
But it's a good idea. That's
So-
what, you know what it's like. The internet wants you to be one thing. So they want you to be Old Wives Tell Joey. That's what
Yeah.
they want. Every week Joey comes on and goes, apparently.
I'm glad that we're putting tail in there. I don't want old wives, Joey.
Who's that in the corner of the bar? It's Old Wives Joey, mate. He's just waiting to pick up.
Yeah.
So they'll want you to do that every week to come on, be like my uncle's dog sitters, friends, cousins, mates.
Exactly. So that's what we're kind of trying to do.
So we'll
but,
get to that.
but we'll get to that in a bit. But you have really successfully cornered the market in that way with your videos. You've had
You're massive
millions
now,
and
right?
millions of views.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, but I mean, well, you know, it's not. I'm just, some would say I'm the best to ever do it. I mean,
Yeah.
Some would say, a lot of people, you know,
Chortle?
you wouldn't know them.
What's
What's
chortle?
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean it was fun making sketches, and it still is fun. And some of them do well, and some don't do well, and that's the game.
It's
And
a
you
bit
guys know
like
what it's
fishing, right?
Okay.
Is
You
it
put
like
your rod
fishing?
out. And then like sometimes you'll get a big fish and sometimes you get nothing.
You ever been
But
fishing?
you got to put your rod out.
Yeah, you got to put your rod out.
Get your rod out, lads.
You got to pack your sandwiches. You got to go up at 5. You got to go down there in your hat.
That's
Yeah.
how I record.
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
sketch.
So what I want to know is, and I don't want to, because these people, they've never gone viral, Ali. This is what you got to understand.
The
These people
audience.
watching
I was
this.
going to say,
yeah,
who
not,
would you-
you're not
Yeah,
slanging.
not K's. I mean, you might have done K's. I don't really know. But so I don't want to get too into the nitty gritty of it. But you know, people, they go on your Instagrams, your TikToks, and they see somebody with all these views and think, "Wow, that guy must be doing great." What's the reality of it, Ali Woods?
Well, it's one of those things where you look at it and it looks like that,
Mm.
but it is even better, to be honest.
Is
mate.
it?
Honestly,
Great.
like I just get millions of pounds every day from brands. Are like, we'll pay you a million. Don't even post us. I'm like, okay, fine.
Have you
just
done
have it."
sponsored stuff?
Guilty. I have. Yeah. Done a
And who are
couple.
you sponsored by today? Let's.
It's the Saudi Arabian League. Actually, this is they've come in and got involved. But no, I will, on a serious point, say on this one is that it's like comedy. It's like perspective. Do you remember when you started doing stand up or whatever? You started streaming as well, and you just like, well, if I just get a 10 spot at this club, that'd be amazing. Or you go, oh, if I just got like 100 people watch, that'd be amazing. And then you get that, and it's like, that's sick. What's the next thing?
Yeah.
And it's the same with doing videos. Suddenly I'm now in this world where, 1 week you got a video going viral and you're walking around being like, I'm literally the talk of the internet, lads. I'm probably going to get on this tube. People are going to get hounded by all these, random
They're not
people.
on the tube though, are they?
My
You
audience
very
is not on the
rarely
tube,
bump. I've
famously.
never bumped into anybody that's. We said this on the podcast the other week. Somebody spotted me, but didn't. They said, "Oh,
They
you
finally
really
caught-
remind me of this comedian. You won't have heard of him." And they went. I said, "What's his name?" And they said, "Joey Page." And I went, "That is me." And they went, "No, you don't. You look like a dishevelled version of him, but you don't actually look like him." I was like, "No, it is fucking me."
That's so good as well. That they went, you won't have heard of them. No one has.
I had to
No
show
one,
him
don't blame
my.
yourself.
I had to show him my social media. I had to like hold myself up and be like, "Is that?" Oh,
It's a very sad story, isn't it?
But do you think you then lost the fan now? Do you think that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
someone who was really
Yeah,
excited? And then they met you and were like, ugh, it's a bit weird.
Dishevelled.
I've had that before as well. I've had a common one I get from people is because people, there's grades, right? So there's people who follow me and they love myself and they know and they go, Ali, is that rare? Sometimes there's people go, are you on Instagram or something like that? And then the weirdest one, I don't know if you guys have had this, where it's like someone's like, are you famous? And I always say something like, if you have to ask that of someone, then that's not it's
Totally,
not, it's not true.
yeah. I used to work in Bounce, the table tennis place, as a part-time job.
Oh wow, what was that like?
Well, it was pretty good because it was like really good money for what it was. So you just like host.
Were
like,
you
table tennis.
hosting
one of those people.
yeah.
And someone came up to me and went, "Oh, you're a comedian, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they went, "How's it going?" I went, "Well, I'm working here, so what else do you need to know?" Like, obviously not good.
That's good they spotted you though.
Yeah. I was trying really not to look like me. I wore like fake glasses and big beard. No, I'm joking. So what's going on at the moment? Are you going to Edinburgh? It's nearly Edinburgh Festival season. Are you going to Edinburgh this year? You're not, are you? I think we talked about this at football.
No,
the other
I'm
day.
going to
you're
Edinburgh. I'm not doing a full show. I'm doing a work in progress show. So I'm just
Where are you on?
So I'm 410 at the Caves, the wee one, just the top of the cave.
Were you in the
one.
underbelly last year?
Yeah.
so
We were
was
both
I.
in the underbelly.
Yeah, but I
weren't we?
didn't see you.
I was at. All right. I was in the.
We didn't bump into each other. did we?
It just felt like
For the people at home,
seen you. Like,
that's one of the most hurtful things you can say to another
That I
comedian
didn't
about
see
the
you.
Edinburgh Festival.
I didn't see you.
You were there, and I didn't even see that
That's-
you. That
No,
you were there.
no. I knew you were there.
Bilal goes, it's your first time this year, isn't it? I go, no, mate.
Yeah.
Put a lot of money into
Well,
that.
I did a gig the other day with Paul Chowdhury,
Okay.
and he was looking at me, and I went, "Hey, Paul," and I went, "It's Joey," and he went, "Oh, fuck, man, I haven't thought about you for about 10 years."
Wow.
He was like,
That's
I didn't know you were
excellent.
still going. I was like, "Yep,
That's brutal.
here I am."
I love him.
Not even seen, but just thought of, just like.
I mean, I
entered
told him that I'm friends with you, and you was on his podcast, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, Bilal." It was only like last week.
That
so-
was, yeah.
But how did you find it out in the belly last year?
Good.
Because you got the online following and stuff. So
Yeah, it helped. So
Yeah, yeah.
you found that helped, right?
Yeah, I sold out my show, so it was lovely. Like
Yeah,
it was
same.
nice. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? But
Good.
it's weird because you have that warped view compared to other people walking around being like, I was right today, I had 9 in, but they were nice. And then it's sort of like turning up to a full room every day. You sort of don't know what to.
You just don't talk about it, innit?
You just go. Well, no, I actually do. I say that's
You tell 'em.
embarrassing.
Oh,
I tell
I
them
sold
you're a
out.
disgrace.
Yeah.
I said, you know where you are, and you just well, in my room, mate. So, and then that's how they know you're the prick of Edinburgh. That's what I want to be known as, which is a tough competition. Let me tell you to win
That would be very difficult.
prick of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
The prick of Edinburgh award.
Maybe I should run that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That'd be
I'd
good.
love to like start that up.
Who's what would be the conditions? So who's like posting every day, going, "Oh my god, another unbelievable show."
Yeah, like too
Like,
much
smashing it.
hyperbole about their
Yeah.
own stuff.
People that go around talking about their reviews to
Yeah.
everyone else, you know,
Yeah.
because no one. Wants
My
to
show
hear it.
last year, thanks for asking, was sold out.
Oh,
there,
really?
there wasn't a single spare sunbed.
It's got a big German audience.
Yeah, yeah. A very strange room, just 2 rows of sunbeds.
Yeah. yeah. Was it thematic? No.
No, just like to see people lying down in their swimwear. It
Every
really
day-
gets me going.
Every day you come in, tell them to get rid of all the chairs. Fuck, how many times? Going for half an hour before. Very tech heavy.
So, Ali, this podcast is primarily about your problems, my problems, Bilal's problems, and the listeners' problems. Where do you want to start? Do you want to tackle my problem or Bilal's problem, or should we tackle yours?
I'd quite like to go in the middle,
Okay.
if possible, just to see what sort of
Alright.
how we problems.
Okay, ours are pretty similar. We're both dealing with. Well, actually, I've got a secondary one as well that I might bring up.
It's not both trying to get a podcast off the ground, is it?
No,
That
it's
is
not
an
that.
issue, though.
You're telling me.
Yeah. So, I basically had a voiceover job come in,
Nice.
quite a few grand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello.
And I really needed the money.
Okay.
And then yesterday it got cancelled the day
Shit.
before I was supposed to do it. And I was supposed to be doing quite a lot of work yesterday, but I couldn't get past the disappointment. How do I get over disappointment better? That's my problem. I'm not good at getting over. I'd rather not have the opportunity in the first place than be disappointed. Rather than someone go, "Do you want this?" Yeah, you've got it. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'm only joking. I'd rather there was nothing.
That's
Do
your
you know what I mean?
that's your pitch to your agent. I don't even want the opportunity. Don't put me
I'm
forward
really
for
easy to
anything.
work with, but you won't
yeah.
make any money from me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
No,
don't-
that's a bad one because there's one thing like nearly getting a thing, but then to get a thing and then have it cancelled. I had that. I did some stand up on a show on Dave, and they cut me out. Of
Oh
it.
my god, they
Yeah.
just cut it out.
They just
I didn't
cut
think
me
they
out.
were allowed to do that. I thought it was like you were.
I was devastated.
Really?
Even though the show did badly in terms of reviews and stuff, it's not coming back. But I got paid.
Did you make sure of that?
I was so
Did you
sad.
go to your agent and go,
Yeah.
"Get this cancelled"?
yeah.
Yeah, I was gutted.
Did they say why?
I think they just booked too many acts. Basically, it was a thing where there was stand up and sketch on the thing, and they booked way too many comedians for it. And they kind of
What was it called?
Live at the Moth. I don't mind saying.
Moth Club.
Live at the Moth Club.
I don't know.
I think it's Live at the Moth. I don't know.
Never watched
You
it
don't
because
know.
I would have watched it if you were on.
Yeah,
I would have
know,
watched
I
it if
know.
you were on.
Yeah, I mean they cut it down so it only would have been like 10 seconds of me if I didn't even get that. But I was
Tight 10.
gutted.
We'll give you like a 9
Yeah,
seconds.
a tight 10, but you think it's 10 minutes, just 10 seconds.
If I like really think about it, I can still get upset about it, even though it doesn't matter. It wouldn't have done anything really. So, have you had any big disappointments?
I mean, I'm trying to think. Yeah, like obviously I've had stuff that's fallen through, and well, like Edinburgh to an extent of like it was really great, like ticket sales and all that. It was my debut and had a great time and got some really lovely reviews, but I didn't get like industry hype. I knew pretty early on that I wasn't going to be like in contention for like the newcomer award or anything like that. And so that sort of 2 or 3 weeks in, when you realise that, then
that's tough.
You said, but then at the same time, I got this saying of like rejection provides momentum. So if you get pushed away from something, it's creating energy. So because if you're disappointed, you're like angry, you're annoyed and stuff like that. So you can then put that into something else. I think.
Yeah, but I couldn't yesterday because I was so annoyed. Like I needed to work on some material for a gig last night, and I just couldn't. I was like just furious all day instead.
But then maybe it's not. Maybe don't sit and do material. Like go whatever it is that you want to do. Go for a walk or something like that.
I just practice the voiceover over and over again.
Yeah. You just shouted it. You were shouting it at people. I would have been so good just on the Piccadilly line shouting at this lady. Yeah.
But
that is tough though. The doing disappointment.
Because I don't mind being like that for an hour, but I could have done without not feeling like that for the whole day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But then so half an hour goes by, hour goes by. And you're just still oh, you're fucking still you're just so angry.
I think it's just because like, I'm 38 and I'm like I don't want to be skint at 38. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to the point before this whole cost of living crisis that I was, comfortable. You'd be like, oh, I'll go out and just be like, it doesn't matter, go out for dinner, whatever. And that's like how my back where I was 5 years ago. Like I'm really annoyed about that. So I've already got a chip on my shoulder about it.
How your what was?
I've already got a chip on my shoulder about how my life was 5 years ago.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like
you're annoyed at your younger self.
No, I'm just saying how am I back in this position?
Oh, right.
When I thought, I got to a point now where I'm doing all right. And for my age, I'm like, well, this is, I'm living all right.
He's not like us. He's been doing comedy for ages.
Well, Paul Chowdhury didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
But to be fair, what's the thing about you tell a lot 10 years ago? Maybe he was like,
yeah.
I used to be fucking obsessed.
Yeah, maybe he was obsessed.
Yeah, Joey Page.
But can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
What's this crystal around your neck?
Oh yeah.
So it's a jade crystal.
Right.
Yeah. And so basically it means calmness and serenity.
Okay.
So I'm not into crystals at all. But do you know Phoebe at Big Belly Comedy Club?
Oh yeah.
But she's produced our podcast and she got me and Tom these crystal necklaces.
I love her.
And she's lovely. And she's fucking into all this shit.
All right, love's a bit too much. Let's wind that back. I love her. The way I said that.
I think you said it in a jovial enough way. If you'd have gone, I love her, then I think that would have been a bit weird.
I love her. Even though she produces a rival podcast. There's no such thing as a rival podcast. We'll talk about your podcast in a minute.
Colleagues.
If we have to.
But I wanted a necklace and I got given one, so I was like, I'm going to wear it.
No.
But what I like about it is because it winds up both sides of people. So there's people who really hate crystals. And they're like, what are you fucking wearing that for? And I go, I don't believe in it, I'm just wearing it. And they're like, what does that mean? And then there's other people who are like, oh my God, tell me about the crystals. And I'm like, oh, I don't care. And they go, what are you fucking wearing? So I quite like whining.
So it's basically for keeping pricks away.
It works.
Yeah. I've been told calmness and serenity. That's what I've been told. But that's what's annoying is when I take it off, I'm fucking furious. But yeah, that's what it is.
That's the problem.
Are you into crystals?
No, I don't really know anything about
That's
it.
kryptonite, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, yeah. I just keep Superman away.
I'm not into crystals.
No.
I think your advice was good, and I kind of said that before, that you get the rejection, you allow yourself to be sad, cry. I know that you cry every day.
I didn't cry. No,
You cry every day, yeah?
Cries every night.
That's good.
It's hay fever.
Oh, yeah.
He cries every night. Be upset for a bit, and then be like, forget everyone. I'm gonna do it myself. Gonna do a TikTok.
Yeah, I think just like similar to your problem, sometimes it's difficult to relentlessly keep pushing yourself forward. It's like,
you got to talk about mine.
It's the same thing.
My burnout, it's not the same.
Pretty much.
It's not the same. Overworking and being absolutely knackered. Yeah, I thought you might be able to have some answers for that because you do lots of work.
Look burnt out. Are we? Yeah, your problem now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Ali wanted to go in the middle actually, so you fucked that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
My problem is being overlooked.
Is it actually?
That's not bad. No, but I do really take your point. I think it's tough. This year is my first year doing full-time comedy.
Ooh.
So it's been like tough because what's good about 9 to 5 is that the holidays and stuff are built in. So, you know, even the people who listen to this have a 9 to 5, even though sometimes you might have to work on the weekend, doesn't feel.
But if you're on holiday, why not take this podcast with you and listen to us on the beach or something?
No, but I like how you're plugging the podcast halfway into the episode.
Yeah.
So it's like these are people who have listened this much.
Oh, sorry,
and
wait.
Gone, I should listen to that.
If you've got a friend who's going on holiday, then why not recommend this podcast to them?
We're trying everything.
And use the hashtag GAP, M question mark.
You can't put a comma in a hashtag.
You can. Anyway, sorry, go on.
You can
Where are we?
believe.
Where are we? What's going on? We're in the
God.
middle of
We're solving
holidays.
Bilal.
Yeah, I know.
Life
So, yeah,
holidays.
let's get back to
we're
that.
plugging the podcast to people already listening.
You're talking about.
If you enjoy this podcast, why not listen to it?
You're talking about having a 9 to 5.
If you're going on a holiday and you want to listen to a podcast that isn't this one, then why not check out All I Do Is Fail?
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, check out my podcast. All I Do Is Fail. Me and Tom Elwes and Phoebe, producer Phoebe, going through
Who I love.
fails of the week. Producer Phoebe, who's
The love of
Joey's.
his
Yeah, is that
life.
the love of Joey's life? Yeah, check that out. It's new episodes every week and the Patreon episodes every week as well. So you can go and
I was on one a long time ago.
Yeah,
remember?
years ago. Yeah,
That's
we
you
did
got me into
that.
comedians football because you was like, come and play this football.
Is that
match.
right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got you into
yeah.
that. Oh, you forget how it works. Like
Yeah.
stonecutters. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
Freemasons. This is it, you know. But I thought you were there before
And
me.
is it still the same format?
We don't have guests anymore.
Okay.
So we haven't had guests for ages. But sometimes we have an occasional one if someone's like really asking or someone's
Yeah.
like...
Sounds like you said that because you don't want Joey back on.
No, it's a nightmare to book guests though, isn't it?
It
We
is.
spend all our time trying to book guests.
It's
basically.
long. So basically what happened is in the lockdown, we just started doing it, 2 of us on Zoom or whatever, weekly. And we were like, should we just keep doing this? Because it's long.
I haven't got that much to say to Bilal. We need somebody
Yeah.
in between us. This relationship's already
feel that.
fractured.
We
I
don't
feel like
speak outside of this.
Yeah, I feel like the kid that's trying to save the marriage. That's
Yeah,
what it's
yeah,
sort of
thank you.
like. Yeah,
But
yeah.
actually,
yeah.
you're the reason it's ending.
Yeah, well,
This is the last episode.
So how'd you deal with burnout?
well, I mean, so I think it's very tricky, especially if you're like quite driven and like I think it's really hard because my issue that I've been finding this year is you do one thing, there's always 10 more things you could be doing, and then you're only opening your phone away from looking at people being like, oh, I should be doing that. Why am I doing that? And blah blah blah. So I try and take some days off, try and have one day fully off, and that's not like not gig. That's like fully off comedy. People mess me up comedy.
No
I don't
emails?
go, Nah, nothing, mate. Nothing. No Sunday.
No likes.
No likes. No, I
No
tell everyone.
TikTok
if anyone comments, I go, fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
Sunday.
yeah. Block them.
I block them. I report them. I block report. Then people are
It's
like,
the Lord's
all
Day.
I love all your videos. And I'll be like, you heathen.
Yeah, hate
How do you
speech
do that?
block.
Yeah, hate
yeah,
speech.
good,
Yeah,
good.
send weird photos.
Glenn Hoddle wouldn't play football on a Sunday, would he?
Is that true?
Yeah, that is true.
Is this the
Yeah,
old
yeah.
wives' tale? Is this
No.
Is this Joey Oldwives?
No.
Oh,
When he
you're
played for
doing-
Chelsea, he wouldn't. If they were playing on Sunday, he wouldn't play.
Well, because
He's
he'd be out
religious.
Saturday night.
Oh yeah, but he said he was religious.
Yeah, probably. That's probably it to video football. And they could still be one of the best footballers in the country.
Yeah.
Funny.
He said a few things though, didn't he? Let's not.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Anyway,
I met Glenn
good old.
Hoddle.
You met Glenn Hoddle. Was
Yeah,
he nice?
briefly.
How did
Yeah,
he
he was
smell?
nice. Excuse me?
I imagine he smells good. I imagine he has a good aftershave.
I don't remember that specific a smell. He smelt sort of like a guy in a suit would. He
Okay.
was quite nicely dressed. Him and Lee Dixon I met briefly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I met Lee Dixon once.
Yeah. What did you think?
Signed
of
my
him?
program. He was very nice.
Yeah.
He said, "Thanks, mate."
That's nice. That's classic Lee, that.
Yeah.
That's his catchphrase.
Now that's not going to work as the story that's going to go viral this week, though. Is
No,
it?
that's
So-
not good enough.
Okay,
Have you got one?
I have got one.
All right, you start.
Okay, so this story is about
So we're gonna pretend this is real.
because the story
to go
went
viral.
viral,
Yeah,
and then
mate.
people are like, "That's not real." So every week on the podcast now,
Do
we're
it up,
telling
mate.
a
Yeah,
story,
true.
Last
and if
time-
you want to have a bash at one, feel free afterwards to have a crack, but you don't have to.
You don't
But-
have to. Last time I did one about being at Blackpool Pleasure Beats and someone giving me advice on those boxing things.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
It turned out to be Mike Tyson. So we're hoping that one.
That's a good one. Was it? And it was, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's weird though, couldn't get high score as you.
No,
Now,
exactly.
now with this one, right? This could be a good story on its own, but because it hasn't got a celebrity in it, I'm going to try and just sort of like shoehorn one in
Okay.
and see. But I feel like it might
Maybe
even
you should-
spoil it to do that.
Maybe you could do that as in the listeners. They send in what celebrity they want to be in the next.
Oh yeah,
next
we should
story.
include them more. They're lazy though; they don't even send their problems in enough.
Yeah, rubbish. That's another thing you should do when doing a podcast. Is then also anyone
Throw
listening,
them
it's
off.
like so.
Yeah.
So you've got shit. Your problem with this podcast, the listeners are shit.
Yeah.
We got loads of listeners,
Lazy.
but they are shit bags. I hate them. And when they come up to me, be like, I listen to every. Get away.
Craig Russell Horn's all right. He's the top. He sends in a lot of stuff.
Shout out Craig Russell Horn.
Yeah.
Scottish.
And my dad.
And you.
And my agent. My agent was like, I've listened to every episode. I was like, I don't think that's a good use of your time as my agent.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of hours.
But this story's about my dad, right? So my dad was on a golf trip with his mate Ken. Right, Ken comes out the shower, but my dad has already opened the adjoining door and seen that on the other side, it's not shut and they don't know the people in the other room, right? So my dad said, here, Ken, look in this room, right? So he's opened the door, and then as he's opened the door, my dad's ripped the towel off of him and kicked him into a stranger's room and locked the door. So now he's trapped in a stranger's room. And it was 2 single beds, and in the beds were Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. That's where, see? That's the twist. But I've got... The other way I was going to do it was like this.
The puppets.
Yeah, because they should have 2.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for. Anyway, right, I'm going to do it one more time.
He's doing it again.
Watch this. Right.
I don't think you do need a guest.
No.
I think it should just be Joey tells the story 84 times. Hopefully that one.
So, right, my dad's on a golf trip with his mate
Bert,
Ken,
sorry.
right? And my dad's on a golf trip with his mate Ken, right? And, you know, sometimes you get adjoining doors to other rooms.
Yeah.
My dad's opened it, and on the other side, they've not shut their door, but it's strangers, right? And there's all, like, money and stuff on the bed and clothes. So when Ken comes out the shower, my dad says, here, Ken, look in the adjoining door. As Ken's opened the door, my dad's ripped the towel off of him and kicked him up the arse and then locked the door behind him. So now he's trapped naked in a stranger's room, right? So now he's got the option of either staying in the room, but there could be someone in the bathroom or whatever, or on the balcony, and he's just like naked in there. Or he has to go out into the hallway, but he's naked, right? So he chooses that option. And as soon as he does, my dad calls reception and says, can you send security up? There's a naked man running around on the 4th floor. And they sent security up, and it was Gary Coleman.
No way.
He was doing security.
Who's Gary?
You know,
the short.
Yeah, who played a security guy.
Who played the security guy in America.
Yeah.
American guy.
Right.
But that's. Okay,
we need to, again, you guys need to react.
No, we're not doing it again.
Well, let's.
How can we keep reacting every time?
Because you're actors.
So what's the plan with this?
Well, we just put one out every week and get people to go, that's not real, and then I just keep
Gets
building
a
up.
million views.
Okay.
I'm the not real
So here's one
fake
about
story
Will
guy.
Smith got a million views.
Oh, wow,
2 million.
nice.
2 million views. I know.
Nice.
It's
On
crazy.
TikTok?
Yeah, no, on Instagram.
Oh,
Did
nice.
anyone care on TikTok?
40-odd thousand, not really. But I don't use TikTok enough.
That's still quite a bit.
That's good on TikTok. Yeah,
it's not
TikTok's
good
harder nowadays.
Yeah.
So
I'm really
Anyway,
sorry about that.
that's okay.
Took 10 minutes.
So it was. Those are the 3 you're going with. So you're going with the original.
Well, one of
with
those,
no celebrity,
I'll put them all
and then
out.
you're going with
I'll just
the
put them all
puppets,
out and
Bert and
see.
Ernie, and then you're going with Gary Coleman, who
Was a security guard.
was
in
in America.
In America in the 80s.
Yeah, in the 80s. Yeah.
But everybody loved my story, or is saying it's contentious, because in my story that I thought was real, it was Will Smith, and everyone's going, that was Eddie Murphy in the 80s. So everyone's clearly got a good...
So you're going to go with black
The 80s.
celebrities of the 80s.
No, I'm not going with black celebrities.
It's basically...
he was the first famous
it's gotta be
security guard
Smith,
that I thought of.
Eddie Murphy, Gary Coleman.
I could do it again as Tim Curry from Home
Who's
Alone.
the guy with Mel Gibson in the Danny Glover? That's going to be the next one.
Donald Glover.
So Donald Glover is
Danny Glover's the 80s one.
Childish. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Danny Glover is going to be the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Lethal
then
Weapon,
I like
that's it.
Lethal Weapon.
I've seen first one. It was
Good fun.
Yeah.
okay. So Ali, what's your problem?
Oh shit! I forgot we
Yeah.
still had to do this.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah.
Did we solve the burnout?
It's
No.
no. Oh, you said like have a day off a week.
Do you not have any days off?
Not at the moment. I'm too
That's
busy.
yeah.
I'm
That's
too busy.
but then
It's bad.
You're never too busy though. Busy is what they say. Harvard did a study. People say they're busy are less productive. You're never too busy. It's just about what you spend your time doing.
Like my girlfriend's got 9 to 5, and I find that really helps because then she has days off, and then I'm like, I'll have a day off as well. And they do tend to be, unfortunately, weekends, but Sundays I'm not really gigging, so I do a bit like you, have a Sunday.
Sunday's quite a good day. You're not going to make loads of money on a
Or what
Sunday,
I like
are
to
you?
do is go to comedians football and really shout at people, and I get a lot of my pent up anger out.
You had a good game last time I played with you.
Did I?
Yeah, you played up front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Score
number
a goal.
9.
I'm
nice
going back
target.
to going up front.
Yeah.
When I'm not fit, I go up front, basically.
Joe's got a good peg on him. Good
Yeah?
good boot. Yeah.
Ali's all over the place in a good way. He gets all about the pitch.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
busy.
Yeah, it depends,
busy.
depends how injured I am. But
You were Mark Noble.
No,
Wait,
he's better. He's much more creative.
Who are players that get all over the place? in
He's
a
like
good
Jude
way?
Bellingham.
I'd probably say I'm probably like a more sort of wiser, cultured Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
And two-footed, more two-footed
Yeah,
I'd say,
yeah.
than Jude.
More clinical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably got more career ahead of me as well.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah. So.
For all the nerds that don't like football, Jude Bellingham's a really good player. Anyway, Bilal,
Yes.
let's ask Ali about his problem.
Okay. That was a good way of doing it.
I know. Trying to be creative.
Ask him directly, all right? Don't involve me. Stop being shy of the guest, all right?
That's also what you want from the podcast co-host as well. Don't involve me in this, right? This is your ship to go down.
Ali, what's your problem that you brought in for us?
Thank you for asking, Joey. Appreciate the eye contact.
Yeah.
So, my problem is my life is pretty good. I'm pretty happy. Not gonna lie, but it's just a
Top 3 things about it?
medical issue. Sorry,
What, the top 3 things?
top 3 things about my life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, no, go on.
that's-
Yeah, your life's
You're
pretty
gonna
good.
use one of your biggest flirting techniques with me, Joey. So, top 3 things about my life at the moment. I'm in love for the first time.
Oh.
Yes.
That's in it.
I'm going to give that a round of applause.
I've gone full-time comedy this
Yes.
first time. And third thing is my first special's coming out 19th of June. So that's it. Yeah,
19th of June.
Yeah.
This episode will
Brilliant.
come out about a week after that comes out. So let's
Okay,
make sure
we'll
we
go
put that
check
at the
it
end
out
of this.
then.
Well,
Yeah.
YouTube?
Go YouTube. Yeah,
YouTube.
YouTube. Ali Woods Gigs. Check it out.
Ali Wood's gigs.
Yeah. So, but the problem is, summer's tough for me. To the gingerness and all that.
Right.
It really, it's not good. Fortunately, it's been a shit summer so far in this country, so not much sun. But my hay fever this year has been worse than it's ever been, and it's a proper shit excuse when you've got enough entrenched toxic masculinity like I do as well to be there like sniffling and sneezing and stuff like that. You want to be like cool. It's like, do you ever get like blisters at like school doing PE and like it would stop you from...
Not a big blister guy.
Not a big blister
No.
guy? I should have
Not a
known.
big blister
You look like
guy.
you take care of your feet.
I just wear comfy shoes.
Good for
Not
you.
a big blister guy.
But it's like really painful, but it feels really silly to say that's a
Yeah.
real issue of why you don't want to go play football or something like that. But this is how I feel hay fever's doing with me. In the last 2 weeks, I've been fucked
Right.
properly bad. And
Okay.
I'm sleeping
You
next
tried
to...
Olivia?
What's her name? Who's that? What's her
Olivia.
name? Sorry,
It's
Olivia.
Olivia.
She runs a gig in
yeah.
Walthamstow, doesn't she?
Yeah. It's like Benadryl, but it's better.
Olivia.
I think that's
Oh,
what
I
it's
don't
That's
called.
the
know
one to do.
It's
I'm
over the
gonna write
counter.
that down.
No,
Do
seriously.
you
it's
have...
very,
Right, hang on a
I'm
second.
gonna
Hang on a
write
second. Do you have hay fever, Bilal?
Sometimes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure that you're
Sometimes
qualified to
it
give...
Comes in and out.
Advice.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I didn't have hay fever until I was about maybe 23, 24.
Right.
Oh, and now it's
And
constant.
now it's every year.
I don't know what that
Guys,
is.
I'm an OG hay fever. I used to get sent
Here
home
we
from
go.
school all the time with like...
Hay
puffy eyes.
fever back in my day.
Yeah. I used
we
to
didn't have
actually...
Olivia or Benadryl. You'd have a brick in your face and you'd get on with it.
I used to sometimes give myself hay fever so I could get out of
Sorry?
long distance running at school. I'd rub like grass on my face when I was like 9. I didn't have to do long distance running
And
at
it
school.
worked?
Well, I got out of PE, so
Ah.
yeah.
At 9 years old, you were doing long
No,
distance
I was
running
older
as
than
well.
that. No, I was in secondary school, wasn't I?
What sort of Roald Dahl school did you go to? We're going to do the 10-mile run, children.
Yeah. In my day, there was no public transport. You had to run to the school.
Joey thinks.
Anyway.
Joey thinks the vaccine causes.
No,
hay
I
fever,
don't.
So I wouldn't.
No, so anyway,
Well, so that's what happened, though, with me. I got the vaccine.
no. So
I got hay
I've
fever.
always had really bad
My
hay
dick
fever.
shrunk, went from 3 to 2. So I got... You've always had... Sorry.
No.
You've always had really bad hay fever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
And
not actually had it bad this year, and I think it's something to do with the type of pollen that you're allergic to. So if you can work that out, then you're halfway there.
So just take that back to the lab that I've got.
Maybe you can get tests for it, but
Can't be asked to go see NHS as busy as it is. I want to
You
work
pay
out
for a
what
test.
pollen I don't like.
but
on its knees,
okay.
man.
Do you use Vaseline
I do use Vaseline.
in like line the inside of your
Oh
nose?
no,
with
I don't in my
Vaseline?
nose.
Yeah.
I use it on a lip.
On your
I'm
blisters.
Because I'm,
On your
serial- 'cause I'm
blisters.
not a serial killer. I don't. But you stick. That's the way to do it. Is
You
it?
line the
stick
inside of your
it-
nose because what happens is you line the inside of your nose and that catches the pollen before it gets into your system.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that as
Yeah.
well.
I think do the Olivia.
Well, I think this is actually quite good. This is like a Rorschach test of personalities.
Yeah.
I think this is, you've got Bilal, scientific, over the counter,
Anti-vaxxer.
and then you've got home remedies, Joey.
No, I also use I have a pill and I've got a nose spray, Becanaise, which I pretty
Becanaise?
much swear by. Yeah,
Okay,
but I think some years it's worse than others depending on how well that particular plant is doing because of the weather conditions.
my nemesis plant is out there fucking killing it this year. It's just, it's
And actually, I think so. My girlfriend lives in Lewis near Brighton, and I think it's something to do with the trees that they plant. So like a lot of streets in London have got trees planted, like residential streets. I think that kind of pollen is bad for me because I get hay fever worse in London, but it could also be pollution than I do down there. Even though it's greener down there, but I think it's the type of. So if you can work out what the type of plant is, like I don't get hay fever abroad in the summer.
because I went to Warsaw and it was bad there.
Oh, really?
Warsaw. I mean, that is, that will. That's
Warsaw, more like eyes sore.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we're gonna. Also, there's another thing you got to do with the podcast. You got to have some enemies, and I think maybe Warsaw could be
Oh, yeah?
a sort of start beef with Warsaw.
Okay.
Ever I saw Warsaw.
Well, we could
Warsaw famously never had any issues with anyone before.
No, I think that's a good plan.
we could start a beef with your podcast.
Yeah,
If you get up and walk out, if we do a clip where you walk out of this podcast,
Yeah.
and you
That's
talk about it
good.
next week.
What could we say that offends you?
honky, cracker.
What does that mean?
You never heard honky or cracker?
No.
Sheltered life.
He's never experienced racism.
He's never experienced racism. This is a true story, right? This is
Everyone
how-
thinks I'm Italian, so I get such a nice tan.
Oh, is it? Oh,
No, that's not true.
That's very good.
Buona noches.
Yeah. All right, you got any of that spaghetti over there in a tin?
Just like my ma used to make in Italy. But no, this is how diverse London is. That I got racially profiled as a white person.
Yeah.
In that I was doing a gig, and I went on, did the gig, smashed it, whatever. Don't need to go in about.
Don't worry about that.
It's obviously
Crushed it.
longer
Took
breaks.
the roof
Put the roof back on.
Put it
a long
back on.
way, Yeah.
Take it off again.
Anyway, yeah.
Put it back on.
Yeah, I did 10 minutes, got like 3 laughs. I don't want to brag, but anyway. So anyway, I came off. I was chatting to another comic, and a black guy came up to us from the audience and was like, "Really loved your set, man. It was great." Walked off. He said it to the other ginger bloke because he didn't realise, and that was a moment for me where I was like, "Oh my god."
Was the other ginger guy a comedian or just a guy?
Yeah, no, he was a comedian. It was Rory O'Hanlon. So I was
Yeah,
chatting.
you
with him.
look very similar. You don't. It's been sarcastic.
That's how you offend me.
Yeah.
That's how you offend me. Well, Rory's,
Similar material as well.
Rory's a fucking great comic, but he must be, what, 40?
Yeah. How old are you?
29.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. So
Youngest guest we've ever had on the podcast.
Because of
Oh,
I
hearing
doubt it.
about. So, do you agree that white lives matter? Because that was.
I just think it's not a case of white lives or black lives. It's all lives,
All
isn't it,
lives.
guys?
All
like,
lives.
you know, it's not... Like,
Not all lives.
I, as a white
All
person,
lives.
I've never
not
had a
all
problem
lives.
with racism.
What about? I think murderers are bad.
That is
No, I don't think-
so regressive.
All
of you.
innocent lives.
All
What about
innocent
someone who
lives.
killed someone who was killing other people? What about that murderer?
Second Amendment.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I'm not getting bogged down in all this.
Isn't this what this podcast is about? I thought that's the point of the podcast.
We're not solving any of the big problems. We're just creating more smaller ones.
But yeah, so say something, offensive to me. Just be like, you're a small, small.
You're a
man.
small man.
unfunny, small.
No, I've got it.
man.
I've got it.
Okay.
And I think this is going to work.
Okay.
Can I hear it?
Did I tell you that we were filming this today? When I messaged you.
I thought this was a practice. I didn't realise this was going out.
Oh, good, because of what you're wearing, I thought you would have made more of an effort.
Oh, right. Bloody hell.
See, I knew I'd get in there.
Drag brunch over here,
Okay.
mate. This is it. But yeah, green for Irish.
Yeah, okay. We need to do a listener's problem.
Yes.
Have you got one?
I'm going to read you a listener's problem. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. I like how each section is said with a sort of fear of like,
No,
oh God, not this bit.
No.
Oh God.
I think, Bilal, and this is back to you last week being wry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to have a bit more enthusiasm for the stuff that I've... Essentially,
You've-
Ali, what's happened? Yeah, I've come up with all of the features for this podcast.
Yeah,
Pretty
well,
much.
you can tell.
Yeah. We're going to do one in a minute called Have I Got a Problem,
I've got
Mate?
one. So F. Dubois has sent a question. I mean, that's what they're called on Twitter, I guess. My bed is a little too big in my room and I frequently bash my knees on the corners as I move around. So I always have purple knees. How can I hide my purple knees when I wear shorts in the hot Sydney weather? What colour are your knees these days?
That's a very personal question. I'd go with paper white.
Okay.
Probably A4 paper white, maybe, or eggshell blossom.
Yeah.
I've got quite hairy legs as well, so that's giving me a little bit of a cushion with hitting anything. But that is a proper disgrace. I thought the issue was going to be how do I
stop banging my knees, because that's how you trying to.
How does he wear shorts?
Yeah, but you're trying to treat the cause, not the symptoms. We need to be dealing with the symptoms of this problem, which is the bed.
So I thought it's the other way around.
Oh.
I thought the bed's the cause and the symptoms is having purple knees, and we're trying to solve the symptoms, but we should be trying to solve the bed.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah. yeah. I know it. Hey,
that's what I meant, but I missed a lot of school by rubbing hay fever in my eyes.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to do this podcast. I was outside just burying my face in daffodils.
Yeah.
Just getting right in there.
So we need to deal with the bed, not the knees.
Shouldn't he just wear some knee pads?
No.
Yeah, always, permanently.
Yeah.
That's how you can trust someone.
Also...
Do you skateboard here? No.
Also, right, I at the moment, I can't show this without taking my trousers off because my calves and trouser ratio is incorrect for me to roll my trouser leg up. I've got a huge, great big scab on my knee because I absolutely stacked it when I was running recently.
Oh, sorry.
Right? And I've been wearing shorts with it, and I just think I've got a big scab on my knee, so what, right? Yeah. If people ask, I can make up a fun story. If I want to, don't have to say I went running.
Danny Glover can be in that one.
Yeah, or people can just assume. What's the name of this person?
F. Dubois.
F. Dubois, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you've got bruises on your knees, I would assume you're on your knees a lot. Could be a top shagger.
Could be.
Yeah. If people don't ask, you'd be like, people could assume top shagger.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing, is it?
Let them assume don't. People come up to you and be like, are you a top shagger?
Like,
not for me to say. Not for me to say. But then, you get this.
You noticed the knees, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's that problem.
So no, but I would deal with the bed.
Yeah, the bed. I mean, that I hate that. As in, if I had that all the time, just hit my knee on the corner of the bed, that's a disgrace.
Do you get sort of for children, you get things that stop edges being.
Yeah.
Could you get some of them for your bed?
That would be good because then they see the purple knees, they think top shagger. Come back to yours. They see the cushions on the corners.
Oh, very top.
They think, wow.
Yeah.
This guy's serious. This is. Are we going to link it?
What to put on? I'm going to put a link up. No, you can. Yeah, you can get things. It looks a bit. It looks a bit shit, to be honest. But you can get
but this
things to go on the corner of beds.
Safety of the knees that matters, you know.
Yeah, that's serious. I use my knees pretty much every day.
Or you are right, Bilal. Could get some knee pads, but really style it out. Get some cool ones.
Yeah.
And get some specially made
with Ronaldo on them.
Yeah, or just something that I like because I'm wearing this yellow jacket. I could get some yellow ones.
Yeah, different for different days.
Different outfits, like how you would with socks. You'd accessorize socks. Why not accessorize some knee pads?
And then you could be a cool dude who doesn't wear matching knee pads. I'm just kooky like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just like that person.
Yeah,
it could be like that.
You could wear rollerblades, and then it makes sense.
Yeah. Learn to rollerblade. But that's often your advice for any problem.
Yeah. That's the third time you've used that in 8 weeks.
But that'd be cool. I think that'd be a cool look. Reinvent yourself. Knee pads and rollerblades.
Another guest's problem solved with incredible ease and precision.
Yeah, it's almost like we would have liked to have spent more time on that, but we didn't.
I think we spent the right amount of time on each bit of this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are gonna end today's show with our final feature of the day.
Another feature.
It's the one we did from last week, and it is.
I'm really sorry.
What do you mean? Why do you keep saying
really
sorry?
I have to, man.
I've worked pretty hard
because
on it.
Whenever you look away, the guest always looks at me like, is this really...
No, so this is...
I'm really enjoying myself, Jay. Thank you so much for having me on. Appreciate that.
Pleasure. One of the nicest guys you're ever likely to meet, and he's got a special coming out on YouTube.
Which coming out 19th of June, YouTube.
What's it called?
Don't know.
Oh.
It's called Best Friend Ever. Best Friend Ever.
Best Friend Ever.
Yeah.
And the thing about putting a special on YouTube is it's absolutely free. So
free of charge.
You get to watch a great, is it an hour?
54 minutes.
54 minutes of comedy that you would normally... Back in the days of DVDs, you would have paid for that.
Yeah.
So
But now no one wants to pay for that.
so
But no one
just
pays for
tell
my one
people
anyway.
about it.
Yeah, exactly. Tell
Watch
people.
it and tell
Even if you
a
don't
friend.
share it. Share it.
Where'd
with
you
people.
film it?
Leicester Square Theatre.
Oh, nice.
So it looks good. It's a good
Oh,
looking.
I love that place.
It's a good looking special.
yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Brilliant.
So check it out.
Okay, so we're going to round out today with have I got a problem, mate? Basically, I've got a few things that piss me off this week, right? And you have to decide whether they're genuine gripes or whether I'm the one with the problem. I should just chill out a bit.
Okay.
Because I got told.
That's a good round.
I
like
got
this round.
told that I'm really intense.
Mhm.
I never knew that. I didn't know
You're
that I was
intense?
intense.
I don't think you're intense.
Ah,
I would have said you.
all my lovers tell me that I'm intense.
Oh, I bet they do. Top
Yeah.
shagger with your knee pads on. Always just strapping Velcro on every time he gets to it.
I've been Joey Page, or as I'm also known, what was the name? Anyway, don't worry about it. Okay, so, right, one thing that's pissed me off. Lime bikes, yeah?
Yeah.
They're just trash. Like, people are leaving them litter in the streets, like actual trash.
Yeah, no, that's the problem.
That really
that's a
has
problem.
annoyed me.
Fair enough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's
Fine.
a good.
That's okay.
Is that a good?
Well, I like the idea of people using more bikes, but it is.
But you got to leave them somewhere. Like,
They're all over the street.
you just
man.
dropped in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
The hazards.
Have you got another one?
Yes, I have. I've got a few of these. Unsurprisingly, I heard a McDonald's advert on the radio about how they're being more sustainable, right?
Yeah.
And ways that a McDonald's customer can be more sustainable. And this is one of the examples they gave. It was a man saying, I recycled my drink cup and turned it into a birthday card.
Huh? How do they even do that?
But that's fucking like some advertising person. That's the best thing they could come up with, and that made it into the advert. Are you kidding me?
What would you have done as the advertising person?
I
Big Mac into a birdhouse?
but I'm just saying that's mad, isn't it?
Mm.
You're
Yeah,
not-
I think
you're
you're
not
right
bothered
to
about
be
that.
upset about that.
Okay, and you know when you order a drink
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and it's,
Do
some,
I?
and it's
Mate.
Coke,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
they say it's Pepsi, okay?
Yeah.
That annoys me so much
Mate,
that
you
I'm
can't
thinking about
say
no,
that.
but I'm thinking about now only ever saying instead of saying can I have a Coke to eradicate that because it makes me so furious. I might start saying can I have a cola, and then they don't have to tell me about the
But
brand.
what are you angry about?
Yeah, what's your...
Stuff, man. He's doing material from.
I'm not
30
doing
years.
I'm not doing material.
Is
Side
Pepsi
10.
okay?
No, someone said that to me this week.
But what's-
Yeah,
And I was
what's
like,
wrong
oh,
with
no
that?
one cares. Like, don't stop
No,
saying
some
it.
people
Oh.
do though, right?
No,
Some
they
people-
don't. No one
sorry.
cares.
So you're. I thought you were annoyed because you really wanted Coke. And it
No,
annoyed you.
I'm
So
just
you're
saying
going
stop
'cause you don't
telling
care.
us.
But so do you think Pepsi and Coke taste different?
I don't care.
I do.
They do taste
I
different.
prefer Pepsi.
You prefer Pepsi?
Yeah, you prefer Coke?
I prefer Diet Coke or Pepsi Max. There's my two
Fair.
out of the sort of 6.
I don't care. I just don't say.
Everything
Don't
tastes the
ask
same
me if
to
it's
this
okay.
guy.
Assume if I'm ordering a cola, I don't care which brand it is.
So yeah, but they're still gonna say cola. They're not. They're gonna go.
Cola.
He means Coke.
Which
yeah.
one?
Pepsi Cola.
But I just want to eradicate this.
But it might be Karma Cola, one of the cool brands.
Oh, that
They're
stuff tastes like
expensive.
shit.
So what happens? So you go, can I get Coke? And they go, oh, is Pepsi okay? And you're like, "Ah!" You're just like raging.
I'm just like, oh, of course it is. Why ask?
Right, I don't think you're not allowed that one.
Okay.
That's you probably.
2 out of 3. That's not bad.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
It's been a pleasure.
And yeah, it's been a lovely episode. So people can follow you on your Instagram. That's what you say.
That's your meat and
main-
potatoes.
That's your
Anyway,
meat and potatoes.
That's my meat and potatoes Instagram. Yeah, Aliwood's Gigs on Instagram. Check it out. Thanks so much for having me on, guys. Really appreciate it.
And do check out Ali's special. He's
Yeah.
a very funny, lovely lad, and I'm looking forward to watching it as well. But by the time this has come out, I will have already watched it because that's how showbiz works.
Yeah.
That's how
Thanks,
showbiz
Joey.
works.
That's how
baby.
showbiz works. See you next time.
Goodbye.